Welcome back to Tiny Grimes Games. I'm bringing you a new deck that I made called They're Back. And it's basically a deck that is built around the fact that you can play things like Verdant Druid and Grand Magus and even Chronomancer, buff the heck out of them with cards like Stone Skin and Enlarge, and then if they happen to die, you can use Rise from the Grave to get them back. And basically what this is doing is taking advantage of the fact that in this game, in Nova Blitz, when you buff something, it is buffed forever. Death do not part us from our buffs. So if you buff a Verdant Druid to, say, a 4/5 and it dies, and you bring it back with Rise from the Grave, it comes back as a 4/5. So this gives a lot of ideas and possibilities. The one problem is it also means something like pacifism, which takes away its ability to attack or block, also retains itself. So it's a little bit dangerous. Pacifism is definitely a counter to this deck. I gotta say, I played this deck a whole bunch of times today, and it was really quite fantastic. You have cards like Forge Barbarian that are buffing everyone. Remember, these are permanent buffs even after death. Werewolf is quite great. He grows out of control really fast. And we have 4 polymorphs in here to handle, the few flyers, the few giant guys that we just can't handle. And we have 1 suite of flyers in Dequanimus. As someone, if we buff him, he quickly gets big and is able to block and handle some of those other big flyers. So let's go ahead and take the deck for a spin. I won a lot of games earlier today, a lot of early resignations. I actually felt kind of bad after a while playing it. But it's a lot of fun and it's quite powerful. So let's see what we can do here. We had a rough start here. No 1-drops and no arcane energy. So this could be really difficult for us. It'll be interesting to see if we can recover from this poor of a start. It looks like we recover decently well with a Verdant Druid, which will allow us to play Stone Skin. Uh-oh, we've got an Ancient Egg deck on our hands. Look out. If you haven't seen the Ancient Egg before, that means most likely he is playing only giant units, and something enormous is going to come out of that egg. So because of that, I think I was going to say I'll play Grand Magus, but we don't actually have the right energy to do it. So we'll just buff this Druid. Take a deep breath, take a sigh, and just hope that whatever comes out of this egg isn't that brutal. I'm not sure that there's a reason not to kill the egg. The only thing would be is if we thought we would hit a polymorph that could handle it that way. We'll go ahead and play the werewolf. Play a little closer to the middle. It's not like he's going to do anything that takes away our energy here. So let's play it about there. So we have 2 really big guys, and we have 2 Rise from the Grave. So we're going to assume we get an arcane energy soon. And what this means is when one of these guys dies, we're getting them back anyway. So we're going to have a really big, impressive board really quickly. Let's see what he gets from this egg. Another egg. This is entertaining, if nothing else. I think we're going to play Dequanimus and then buff Dequanimus and try to, well, it's a tough call. I actually think we're going to play Magus. Let's get the draw. Let's start really taking advantage of this deck. Get a bunch of cards in hand and go that way. He has a lot of cards in hand. Okay, Kaiju's pretty scary. That's one of the reasons to play Grand Magus is have 2 shots at that polymorph. Because if we get the polymorph, we're not that worried about Kaiju. Without the polymorph, we're a lot more worried about it. Maybe we can do something like, I think Druid. Oh my goodness, 2 boost juices. We're going to go ahead and hit her. She's a 9/14. So she won't die. I mean, she will die, but we won't take damage. And then we can also play Rise from the Grave next turn and just loop her for 2 turns to block this guy. I think he might block the werewolf. So we're not going to attack with the Magus either. I'm okay if that Druid dies. I don't think he would do it. Yes, he does block with the werewolf, which isn't too bad for us. It actually makes it so that this Druid will live if we want it to. I don't think we do, though. I think we want to go Dequanimus, enlarge him. And now things are looking pretty solid for us. I think we just attack, actually, and he has to block the Druid at this point. Otherwise, he dies, basically. So we'll just attack with everyone. If he blocks the Grand Magus, which we wouldn't love, it's fine because he's gonna pretty much die. Yeah, so he has to block the Verdant Druid. We're just gonna bring her back from the grave, which is really just almost borderline unfair how good that is. The hilarious part is we have to play another Grand Magus. The next turn we'll draw 3 cards. So he does have 2 Kaijus. I have to give him that. That's pretty scary. Except that's only 28 damage, and we get an automatic 7 from Dequanimus, and we have initiative anyway. So we actually just win off of our Dequanimus. Go, Dequanimus! Bring. Alright, so we're 1-0. We're going to keep track here. 1-0. See if we can go undefeated for this video. Okay, play a couple more games. See what we got here. So you got to see pretty much exactly how that deck works. You buff early guys, and if they die, you get to play Rise from the Grave. And so basically what it does, normally when you play a buff card, it's dangerous, right? You risk losing card advantage there. You spend all this time and resources into a card, then it dies. Now what? Now you're way behind. But if you can play Rise from the Grave with these permanent buffs, it's just super strong. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. We can play either Grand Magus or Forged Barbarian. Both are good. We're going to go for the Magus because we don't have any buffs yet, and we really, really would like to get some buffs here. That would be fantastic. Alright, so here we go. Get our attack in. See if we can steamroll this guy with a Forged Barbarian here. Oh, maybe we're just going to Stone Skin, actually. Stone Skin him, because then we can keep bringing him back from the dead. A 6/9 dude that draws us extra cards every turn. This is the kind of scenario where I've had a bunch of people just resign and say, that's ridiculous. There's nothing I can do about that. Well, I mean, that's just crazy. And so now the best part is, whatever he plays here, whatever he gets off this egg, let's say he gets a Kaiju, we polymorph it. And that's just soul crushing. Like, this is his whole strategy, right? He went all in to get this egg. He gets this amazing creature. He gets a Kaiju. He's so excited. And then, you know what happens? He's got a duck. Oh, there's nothing more brutal than that. Can he polymorph in that spot? Oh, I did it wrong, though. I was so excited to duck him. I did it in the first half of the timer so he can attack. He's not going to attack, so it's fine. He's going to end up blocking with him. But still, it's, you know, it's not what you want to do. Alright, but what's interesting is another egg. I don't have another polymorph in hand. I do have the Magus, so I'll get an extra card. Okay, so he just got an egg in. He's attacking? What? Why would you do that? That one has me a bit baffled. I think we're going to go with the Forged Barbarian over the Werewolf. The Werewolf is fantastic, don't get me wrong. But the Barbarian buffs our board, and that's too good to say no to. I was really hoping he was going to boost Juice into something, and then I could Chronomancer. Playing Chronomancer against that duck is not that great. And so now if he gets something giant like a Kaiju, we'll bounce that, and he won't be able to do anything about that because he won't have the mana to replay it. So, again, Ancient Egg is not working out well in this game. He is blocking Grand Magus every turn, which is frustrating. So I'll give him that. He's attacking again with a duck. This is very interesting. I did not expect that he would just attack every time with the duck. My goodness, this board is going to be monstrous. A Werewolf and a Grand Magus. Okay, that's unfortunate. We're not happy about that, but guess what? We're happy about that. He is in a world of hurt. Just a world of hurt. Let's see what we can pull off here. Okay, Kaiju. We would normally be terrified of Kaiju, but guess what? Chronomancer laughs at Kaiju. Okay, so we'll Chronomancer right away. He does not have 9. There's no way to get 9. Question is, do we Dequanimus? I think we just Dequanimus. It might have been better to wait till the end of the turn and Stone Skin, and just, the problem is he can just block whoever I Stone Skin. This way he can't block the Dequanimus. I cannot imagine that I don't just win right here. There we go. So there you go. That is the new deck. They're back. You buff a guy to Oblivion. And then when he finally does die, you bring him back with Rise from the Grave. So thanks for watching another video from Tiny Grimes Games, and I'll see you next time.